Alright guys, yeah, I think we're gonna go for a quick trip on the museum and show you all the different tanks I've acquired so far and their history. I don't care if you're bored by my history lesson, we're going to do it. God damn it, anything kills me. So here we go. Starting with German. Here's the Panzer Kampfwagen, which means the Panzer 1, Alpha 8, the first version ever created by the Germans. And it says here, as you can tell from the name, it's the first tank made just after World War I in secret. Tanks were not allowed to be made then, but it was secretly made. It was first used for training, but it was used for battle when needed. Main gun is probably a 7.92mm machine gun. As you see there, it's probably got two of them, a double machine gun tank. Its max speed is 40 km per hour and it weighs 5 tons, 30mm of armour. And weighs 5 tons. Here it is here, the Panzer Kampfwagen 2 in its earliest form. Using the German Blitz, 20mm machine gun was powerful during this period. And yeah, it's got 4 kilometers, 9 tons now, and 15mm of armor. Same thing, different version. This is the Alpha F. It's a bit bigger than the other tank, but it's got a bit more armor. In fact, a lot more armor. And it weighs roughly the same. There you got a little howitzer. Wheels of the artillery were removed and a compartment was added. Only 12 of them remain, so this makes this machine pretty rare. So if you found one of these in the war, it was quite a rare find. 150mm howitzer is also called an infantry gun. This 150mm howitzer, Jesus, that's quite powerful. 40 kilometers and has 3mm of armor, which makes it pretty impressive. Here's the German Wesp, used that extensively throughout World War II. Hope you guys can see pretty well. Well-balanced German self-propelled gun. It was created as an extension of the Panzer IV's armoured artillery on the Panzer IV chassis. This light tank has 105mm howitzer that lessens the backward motion of a gun barrel. And that's 3mm armor for some reason. It's quite interesting. I don't think it actually does 40 kilometers, it probably does about 30 kilometers at best. And then you got your tank destroyer, mounts a 75mm gun on German tank 2, which was not used. It has low defense power. What do you expect as a tank destroyer? And it has high offensive power. It played an important role. Yes, it did. Weighs 10 tons. And then we got the first Panzer III with a 37mm cannon. Even says it there. 30mm of armor. Although it's Type E, this is the first mass production III, Panzer III, meaning A and D were test tanks. It played a key role in the German Blitz. Moving up here, we have tanks with a slightly longer barrel, slightly more improved barrel so more robust. Detailed improvements made to Type E. It has a new commander's hatch and a powerful main gun. And 50mm cannon, I don't know where that came from. And 30mm armor. Probably not surprised. Improved 3 with Panzer III with a 50mm armor. 60 caliber has to be mounted, however the 42 was mounted instead. Larger caliber reaches further. 50mm tank gun, and yeah, and here's the Alpha K version of that main tank. This is a command tank. Yeah, this is a command tank which carries a communication system. The artillery is usually removed, however, it mounts a big Panzer IV turret. And there's just some of your stugs. Back then, the infantry troops dragged the artillery along. So this tank was created in response. However, this tank is not artillery. I'll tell you now, in the war this is known as a tank destroyer, because it's low silhouette and it's limited turret motion. It's a tank destroyer. So this tank was created in response to General's request for artillery, whatever. Don't believe what that says, ladies and gentlemen. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, here's the Stugs. Before they had the muzzle brake, created as the command tank with an assault gun. Sends commands to other tanks, 75mm gun, dumpy cannon. This tank, this is the one with the muzzle brake. This tank needs the feet of T-34, introduced an easier way to fire. Of course, with the muzzle brake, longer range. This is the last of the assault gun 3 series. Tank sports heavy armour and a 48 caliber main gun. And 80mm as well? Really? The grill is a simple tank which just mounts 150mm infantry gun on a 38 Panzer tank. T-tank. It is easy to use and was actively used in battles. Grill means cricket. 150mm infantry gun. Model 3 of a massive gun for some reason. Well, the games of players sure do like to blow some tanks' cannons out of proportion, bigger than what they are. Or whatever. It's a 76mm tank gun. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Tank destroyer. There's a Panzer IV with its dumpy cannon. A 75mm gun, which was also used in the Africa War. Obviously, you've got the Panther in there. All the different model Panthers. Panther 2, you get the general gist. Really isn't much to say here. But this might be interesting. Similar to Tiger 2, it is easy to make and has a new turret and a powerful gun. Since they were busy making other Panthers, only one test tank was made during World War II. I can imagine. The Jager Panther, which is a tank destroyer Panther version. Panther Krupp, one of the tanks in which many companies created the tank blueprints for. The next generation gun is the 55 caliber 128mm gun, as with the Jager tank. Krupp company planned to mount this gun onto Panther. It placed the gun in the rear. Let's look at that big ass rear. Jesus Christ. Data expected 128mm tank gun. Same gun used on a mouse, so you can imagine it being that big. 40 kilometers and 18mm armor. Here's the tank. These are the first Tigers. The Elephant. There's also a version called the Ferdinand, which. Hang on a minute. I didn't get these tanks. I hadn't even delved deeper up into the story yet. That makes no sense. No. Yeah, there's the Elephant. You've got USA. You got your Priest and all those gibberish blah blah blahs. Your Bradley, which you mostly get off your battlefields and your Battlefield 3 and whatnot if you ever played Battlefield 3. Cavalry fighting vehicle named after the Marshal of the US Army. This is a APC, Armoured Personnel Carrier, made to carry troops while providing fire on the field. Firing port was removed in the A2 version. Its role in Gulf War is fresh in our memory. 25mm MG Busmaster and 66 kilometers speed. So you can just imagine how fast this thing would really be. Compared to, say, the Hellcat, which, hang on a minute. It's 8 kilometers back. And then you've got the M4A3E8, which there's another version of that in Britain. Called the Firefly, if I can get it, or there's no Firefly in it. That stops. Russia here as well. Other tanks like that. Also, there's the British Firefly, but this is the other version, the American version of that Firefly. Finally, the so-called Easy-8 M4 series Sherman tank has the new 76mm gun, different shape than early M4. 42 km/h, 89mm of armour. Which you probably imagine borrows the same armour of the Sherman jumbos in the Battle of the Bulge. Like that. Need I say more? I mean, it's just a huge gun. It's just a huge tank, very bulky, and it's got a lot of armour on that. Ooh. Subform US Sherman, reinforced armour, and main gun, arms, new 73mm. Though heavy, it can travel faster by a V8 water-cooled gasoline engine. Here's the run-of-the-mill Sherman, and here's the Battle of the Bulge version Sherman jumbo. That is quick. And here's the M60 series. Main US sophisticated tank is actually one is able to fight in all terrain, known for its great hits and destructibility. Arms 120mm cannon and has composite armor. If you ever watched some of the Arlie Ermey's Lock and Load series, his tank series, you probably know what composite armor is. It's basically armor. Well, you read that. Go and watch Arlie Ermey's channel of what it is on tanks. It is. Alright guys, that's just a little tidbit I thought I'd show you a lot. A little quick look at the British tanks and the Matilda 2 for now. Popular tank used from early to late World War II, which would be the Afrika Korps. The armour was so thick that it was undefeatable, except only the German 88's flak guns could penetrate it from the side skirt. Side skirts were hard to make since it was very thick. As a £2 gun, it's 50mm, 78mm of armour. Max speed of 25 kilometers is slow. The first one was for even slower, 13 kilometers per hour. 15mm gun, a 25 kilometer top speed, 26 ton weight, and 78mm of armour. That is a tank you don't want to mess with. Because if you don't flank this thing, you're dead. This one is 50mm gun, which in the Afrika Korps time was a pretty solid gun if used properly. It could be a devastating weapon. Need I say more? Here's the Crusaders, Challenger. Yeah, here's a Challenger tank. We all know what it is. British innovative main tank. Each countries have different ideas about tanks. UK puts emphasis on defence, therefore this tank has high defence power. UK and Germany were planning to make this tank together, but UK ended up making it. Many modern tanks use smoothbore guns, but only UK uses the rifle tank guns. 56, the Hobben armour. I don't know what modern armors. I don't know. Yeah, you got your tanks and whatnot. Mortar tanks. There's loads of tanks. You know, I say more. Alright guys, that's all my little tidbit on this little museum thing. I will do the Let's Play. I will carry on with parts 7 and 8 for the Let's Play Seek and Destroy, but I hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of all the different tanks in the museum on this game that I currently got in one of the progress on my save file so far. But I hope you enjoy, guys, and I'll see you next time. But until then, take care. Assault Shot Central signing out. Peace.